Hello and welcome to the Gadget Show. Now, the more observant amongst you may have noticed over the course of the last few weeks that we've got a new addition to the studio. It's this, our studio computer. We use it for general stuff, web surfing, testing out software, that sort of thing. But don't be fooled, because this is a thoroughbred gaming machine. It's from a company called Vadim Computers. It costs a whopping £3,500, and it's designed to get the very best graphics and speed from today's computer games. Now, I've spent hours on this computer in between takes in the studio, playing one of my favourite games, World War II Online. It's a massive game that can have more than 250,000 players on the same map, all logged in, playing at the same time. Now, I've got to be honest with you, my current computer at home just can't handle this, my favourite game, and it's quite upsetting. And to see it on this hardcore gaming computer really does put things in perspective. And you know, I've really missed this computer when I've not been in the studio. And it's made me realise that I need to upgrade to a real butt-kicking machine. So, buying a gaming PC, it's a pretty daunting task. There are so many options to choose from. But don't worry, because I've just spent hours and hours agonising over the spec for my new gaming PC. So, take a walk with me, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. The single most important part of any gaming PC is the graphics card. It's a supreme number cruncher. It turns raw data into pretty pictures, kind of like an art department on steroids. What you want is a graphics card that will provide the best looking pictures in the quickest time. The latest and fastest graphics cards could set you back over £1,000, but you don't need to spend a fortune if you spend wisely. An NVIDIA GTX is a top-of-the-range card, but it's pricey. Go for this GTS card instead. It's only 20% slower, but it's a whopping 50% cheaper. And to be fair, many of the games available today won't make use of what the top cards have to offer. A much better idea is to wait a few months, buy what is now a top card at a discounted price, and slot it into your machine. The CPU is your computer's brain. It's the part of the computer that tells the other parts what to do. Now, you might assume that buying the most expensive CPU available is the best thing to do. Well, think again. The fastest Intel quad-core, a chip with 4 little brains inside, costs a lot of money. For half the price, you can get a cheaper chip and overclock it. This is where you take a chip and make it run faster and work quicker than it's supposed to. But I don't recommend that you try this yourselves. Get it wrong and your chip could massively overheat. It could burn out. It could even set things on fire. There are plenty of companies that will do the job for you and do it well using water or refrigeration to cool the insides of your computer. Your hard drive is where all your data is stored, and when you're building a gaming PC, it's not just about how big your hard drive is, it's about how fast it is. The best gaming hard drives like this Raptor spin at a whopping 10,000 RPM, but if you double up, you could get even faster gameplay. For gaming, you should opt for a RAID system that splits the information across 2 drives, delivering the same amount of data in half the time. You should opt for a RAID system that splits the information across 2 drives. Kind of like employing 2 delivery vans instead of 1. Finally, we come to RAM, random access memory, the high-speed information motorways within your computer that make all your computer's tasks run smoothly and simultaneously. Now, in the age of graphics cards, RAM isn't as important as it used to be, but in my opinion, you can never have too much. So, when all's said and done, where do you go to shop for a gaming PC? Well, that all depends on what you want. If you've got the time, money and inclination, then companies like Vadim and Arbico will spec up a computer for you how you want it. And they'll be on hand to walk you through the process. This awesome machine from Mesh Computers is good if you just want to buy something off the shelf. You won't even begin to use the power of its 2 graphics cards until new games are developed, so it should keep you happy for ages. If you're on a budget, then don't despair. This is a good option for £1,500. And this computer from Arbico won't set the world on fire, but it's pretty decent for 500 quid. And remember, you can always upgrade bit by bit. And what did I buy? Well, I bought this. It's a custom-built machine to my exact specifications. Inside, I've got 2 times 2.4 gigahertz processor. I've got an NVIDIA graphics card, which is 768 megs, if you're interested, which, you know, is quick, but it's not the quickest. I've got 2 hard drives, one for the system operation and the other one purely for gaming, and that one runs at 10,000 RPM. That's a real key point to take on board if you want to make a fast gaming machine. And all the pipes that you can see there, they are dedicated to throwing water around the machine, which cools all of my components, enabling me to overclock it and make it even quicker.
This week on The Gadget Show, Jason visits the most technology-obsessed country on Earth, a place where children build robots.
So it's a Tremoto leaning vehicle suspension system. So it's got the monoshock that's designed to lean.